What's going on, you bunch of heretics? I think really it's safe to say I need to start off with an apology. I am very, very aware that I started this entire thing going off. You don't need an airbrush, slap chop's the way forward, speed painting, etc., etc. And I still stand firm in that. You don't need an airbrush. Slap chop is really, really good, and I know that I've built a lot of this off with doing that sort of stuff. However, as time's gone on and as technology's advanced, engineering's advanced, as painting techniques have advanced, it is really, really difficult not to acknowledge the airbrush, its uses, and is it worth the investment? First of all, I want to say is nothing here has been sent out to me. I'm not endorsing any products. I haven't been given any products here. This is research that I've done, time spent on what I want to invest in. I'm going to give honest prices about how much I've paid for all of this and why I've kind of done it. Let's talk with the why, I suppose, really. One, as you probably see in all my stuff, like most of you, I have a backlog of stuff. We're also coming into the winter, which makes priming miniatures an absolute chew on. You don't get it right, and even with the Colour Forge, their paints are so good. They really, really are. However, on a cold day, they still aren't going to be that great. The airbrush provides, in all fairness, an opportunity to be able to do it inside in a good temperature so that you can get a good quality finish on your models. I know that. Unless, of course, you're very fortunate to have good ventilation in your house, in which case rattle cans, go for it, absolutely 100%. But if, like me, you don't have quite the same sort of ventilation, you also want to get a good quality finish on your miniatures, then it's very difficult to have a counter argument for the airbrush. Okay, so let's look at my sort of beginner. This is like a beginner setup, like completely like me, beginner setup. I had a budget. Again, for me, I appreciate I'm in a very fortunate position that I'm in a good job that pays quite well. I don't have too many outgoings, which again, I appreciate. That's where I'm coming from. I had a budget around about £200, and this is what I end up getting. It was a really cool bundle from Jadlam Toys. That's the bundle that I got it through. I paid the £200 through them, and this is everything I got. You've got a 3-litre single pin compressor. It's about 47 decibels, which I want. It's relatively quiet in all fairness, which I needed. As many of you know, my little one is next door in her bedroom. That's where she sleeps. So I have to be quite quiet when I'm in here doing this sort of stuff. So I needed a compressor that was quite quiet. The bundle also came with a 1.8 meter sort of air hose. It also came with this really, really and essential, absolutely essential airbrush cleaning pot and holder. We'll get onto that in a minute, but this is absolutely essential from what I've been told. A few little cleaning stuff, and it came with the Harder and Steenbeck Ultra. Okay, the Ultra. I was recommended the Gallery. I think it was GT08. I think it was I was recommended the Gallery GT08. But after a bit of research, a lot of time spent on the Harder and Steenbeck tutorials, a lot of time really kind of enjoying their products and how they set up, I wanted a deal that had the Harder and Steenbeck Ultra. Why? I'm a beginner. I had an airbrush like 10 years ago. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just thought airbrushing was really cool. I had some really cool models to start with. Hope there's a seamless transition. I managed to get myself the Angel Geraldez. This is from many years ago. His masterclass in airbrushing and painting from Angel Geraldez. And this book has been absolutely priceless. I'm glad to get this thing back out. But I bought this 10 years ago with an airbrush. Didn't really know too much about cleaning, maintenance, and it was an absolute nightmare, and I completely gave up like most people. And since then, I was on the bandwagon of the airbrush is the worst, you don't need it, it's overpriced and a complete waste of money. However, it's time I delved in. The results people are getting now, the technology that there is out there, how far we've come in painting techniques, like I said, it's just hard to avoid not having one in your toolkit. like I say, you don't play golf with one club. So I want to, yeah, so this is where I'm at. So anyway, the hardener Steenbeck was the one. I've also bought myself some airbrush cleaner, some Vallejo airbrush cleaner, again, absolutely essential. And because I'm using speed paints and the Iron Painter range, I'm using their medium, their paint thinner. One bit of advice that I will give that has been passed on to me is whatever paint range you're using, stick to their thinner, because that is going to work best with those paints. All right. So for me, I have the airbrush medium for my speed paint mediums and other wall paints because I use the Iron Painter. You know how much I love their stuff, so it only makes sense to carry on. Again, a moisture reducer. Couple of points that I'm very aware that we need to go into it. One, it's all about discipline with kit. You wash your brushes. Why wouldn't you wash your airbrush and clean it out appropriately? I know everyone says, oh, it's a bit of a chew on. You have to clean it every 2 minutes. But then again, you wash your airbrush pretty much every 15 seconds between paints. You're cleaning out all of your paint pots. Well, you should be cleaning up your desk after use. So again, yes, it is another piece to clean and maintain. However, in this space that we're in, when we're spending a lot of money on these miniatures, surely it makes sense to make the most out of the product that we love. This isn't a cheap hobby. Everyone knows that. And the models are getting more expensive. So do I want the best results for my miniatures? Yeah, I really do. And if that means maintaining my kit appropriately, then so be it. That's what we have to do. So yes. Okay, so next one, a couple of key points is obviously, because I'm in a room that has a window, we've got to make sure that I've got an airbrush cleaner so where I can get rid of any sort of excess paint, clean it out and help clean the airbrush. It also comes with this really, really awesome sort of paint stand to help me out. I need to get a much better paint stand because the one that came with the Jadlam kit was a bit garbage. I don't really know how to use it, I'll be honest, so a bit of a waste of time. But the hardener Steenbeck, again, apologies for dropping it out. Why did I go with the hardener Steenbeck? One, I'm a big fan of German engineering, and it is a premium brush. Yes, it is a little bit more than most for beginners. It's probably the top end beginner airbrush, but I figured if I'm going to go into it, I might as well, go into it properly. The reason why I bought the Ultra, 2 reasons. One, the fact that you can't just pull the airbrush brush, you have to click down and pull back. So you have to click it in and then pull back. So you can't just pull it back for no reason. It also has the settings on here, on the brush, to click through you want. So you want to go full clean, you can do. You're then going to prime the miniature. It will only let you go back so far. Base the miniature so far. Then you'll find the detail clicks of where you want to go, and it will only let you go so far. So for someone like myself who's just started out, who wants good airbrush control, it made sense to go for something like this because I can only go as far as the brush will let me. So again, that's why I went with the Ultra. The videos from Harder and Steenbeck, their tutorials are absolutely fantastic. And again, was another reason why I went with them rather than anybody else. I found them very, very easy to use, very honest, very open. And again, looked like it was very easy to use. Have I used this setup yet? No. I just wanted to say that this is what I want to try and do. Will we still be doing the speed painting videos? Yes, absolutely. Will some include airbrushing? We shall see. But again, when it comes to like the initial tutorial of the model sort of like primed, it will probably be airbrushed. But again, you've got your own way. If you want to slap chop, you want to rattle cam, we have the ways of doing that. So yes, this was 200 quid. Again, these were, I bought separately. They were a couple of quid off Amazon, which is always helpful. But yeah, I thought for me, it was a really good deal. It was well within my budget. And it's, like I say, it's a new start in trying out what this airbrushing thing is. Is it really that good? Do you really get those results? So if you're a beginner, follow me on this journey. We're going to do it together. I'm going to do as much research as I can into this before you start spending loads and loads of money. Is it worth it? Yes or no? We'll soon find out. For me, I can see the benefits of it, especially in the winter. And hopefully the results will speak for themselves. But yeah, wish me luck, I suppose, really. And if you've got any sort of like comments or questions, or you're not sure about anything, let me know down below. Again, one, Jadlam Toys, they were the deal that I got this from. Again, nothing was sent to me. And if you want more tutorials on the ones I'm going to follow and probably really following content on more, is going to be from the Harder and Steenbeck team as well, because again, the production's really good. They're very honest and open about their products as well. And yeah, oh, also one more thing on the Ultra, you can buy the individual parts for the brush as well. So you can go on their website and you can buy individual bits. So if you want to upgrade certain elements, you can do. So yeah, that's what we're going to. If you're a beginner starting out and you want to go top end of the beginner range, this is probably where you want to go. I went with a bit more, as the saying is, do it right or do it twice. Buy cheap, buy twice. So this is why I went with a bit more of a premium range, premium deal. Again, I think I am just dipping my toe because you can spend a lot of money on airbrush stuff. But I think for where I'm at and my ability, I think it's probably the right kit. Anyway, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Let's see how this journey goes. Right, that's me. Signing off for now. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.